Here's what you need to know about the largest women's podcasting event ever coming up and why you should go. At Podcast Movement 2019, I'm Daniel J. Lewis from the Audacity.podcast.com with Jessica Kupferman from She Podcasts, hosting a live event coming up. Jessica, tell me about She Podcasts Live.
So She Podcast Live was born out of a very large women's podcasting community. It's a Facebook group that's free called She Podcasts. It's a very supportive, passionate, enthusiastic group of women who all help each other learn and grow on their podcasting journey. She Podcast Live is meant to be an in-person experience born out of that group. It's going to be in Atlanta, Georgia this fall in October, and we're really excited. It's all women speakers. It's going to be, so far we have about 400 to 600 attendees coming.
What made you think of this? Why do you think now is the time for an all-women speakers podcast event?
So actually, for a couple of years, women in the group have been asking when we were going to do one and why we were going to do one, and we hesitated for a bunch of reasons. My partner Elsie and I both had small children, and it's kind of hard to plan an event when you have, diapers to deal with and things like that. But it was really, for me, I code a lot of podcast events. I code to Podcast Movement, I come to Podfest, and they're lovely. But I thought it would be really fun to have content that just spoke to some of the challenges that women face when they're podcasting. I think women have a few barriers to entry that men may or may not deal with, like a fear of tech, a fear of failure, confidence issues, afraid that they won't have the time to put it into their schedule. So we wanted to sort of make sure and encourage and support women who really want to get their voices out there, but have hesitation no matter what it is.
And this isn't about trying to fit women into some kind of stereotype or something like that. And this is going to be a no mansplaining zone, which we can do without meaning to. But what I want to know, so you're not saying this is women only, but first, why would a woman want to attend this event?
So I think a woman would want to attend this event because already, if you're a podcaster, if you've not been to a podcasting conference, there's something really special about a room full of podcasters. A lot of different conferences, like medical or business conferences, they're sent by their boss. They have to be there. There's their mandatory education. Podcasters are all very passionate. They're all talking about stuff that they love to talk about. They're all interacting with one another, supporting one another. It's a very supportive and trusting and really loving community. And so if you take that and make it a women's conference, and you can take, our group online is very special because we're very inclusive. There's a no judgment zone. It's no promotion zone. We don't put up with any kind of drama from anyone. And I think experiencing that in person with 400 women is going to be really special, especially because in our day-to-day lives, sometimes we can feel competitive with one another, or that we're not good enough, or someone else is doing something better than us. But in this environment, in the community that we've created, we're all there to push one another forward. And I just think there's going to be something really special about that.
Yeah. Now, this is focused primarily at women, but for the men out there who see the lineup of the speakers, hear the topics you're going to be talking about, and are thinking, this looks interesting to me too, what would you say to the man who's interested in attending?
So the way we feel about those men is if it looks interesting to you to come to this conference, which has a very feminine aesthetic and it has all women speakers, then you're the guy we want there. Because if you have a problem with this, or you get annoyed that you're feeling left out, then clearly it's not going to be the conference for you. But this conference is going to be full of brilliant women, loving women who have been very successful podcasting up until now. That's who we wanted. We decided not to have male speakers because male speakers make up half of the speaking, make up half of the speakers in every conference, and that kind of leaves a lot of women who are either women of color, LGBTQ, sometimes they're underrepresented. And so we wanted to make sure that every type of woman was represented at our conference. But if you're a man, we absolutely welcome you. We would love to have you. It's going to be really fun. It may be a little bit more woo-woo than you're used to. There are going to be breathing exercises beforehand and maybe some dance breaks if you can handle it. But other than that, I think it's going to be just very similar to what we're already doing here. It's just going to be very female-focused, very nurturing and supported. I want every woman and every attendee who's there to feel motivated, inspired, uplifted, and encouraged. And that's the goal, not necessarily make money, be successful. So it's a little bit different.
Yeah, and I get the sense, I mean, just from you and Elsie and the energy that you have, this is going to be a very high energy event with a lot of enthusiasm, which we guys are in touch with emotions sometimes. We just aren't verbal about it sometimes. But we enjoy exciting things. We enjoy getting excited too. You just see guys at sports games sometimes, and that's an example there. But I also like that you're surfacing a lot of women speakers who might not have otherwise gotten the opportunity to speak, and all of this new talent, this new energy into the space. So tell us the dates for the conference.
It's October 11th through the 13th. The kickoff party is on the 10th, so it's a Thursday through a Sunday in October.
And where is the conference?
At the Atlanta Marriott Marquis, which if you've ever seen it is unbelievable looking, and it's like a huge hotel in Atlanta, Georgia, right downtown.
So if you want to learn more about She Podcast Live or want to register and attend or sponsor, because they are looking for sponsors too,
yes,
you better jump in quickly because
they have like 15 spots left.
They say niche down in podcasts. Well, they're niching down with a podcasting conference.
Yeah.
So this is prime time for, especially if you're interested in sponsoring, but great opportunity for just learning other perspectives as well as connecting with the energy, especially if you are a woman podcaster. You should go to this event for sure.
Definitely.
So learn more at theaudacitypodcast.com/pm19/She Podcasts. For Jessica Kupferman from She Podcasts and She Podcasts Live, the event coming to Atlanta, Georgia, I'm Daniel J. Lewis from theaudacitypodcast.com. Thanks for watching.
Thank you. Thank you.